Hey guys, Infidel1258 here. Today I want to share with you a clip from a recent live event that it was members only. It's a long conversation between myself and Oscu, aka Luinicisa. He's one of our guild mates at Time and Attention. He's an exceptional player. He's battled at the highest levels in Splinterlands and fought for leaderboards regularly. He's an amazing player. And so we're listening to his insight and we're having a conversation around the impact of some of the new Rebellion cards. Which ones are impactful? How are they being used? Which ones are underwhelming? Let's get into all of it. If that sounds interesting, stick around, stay tuned, like and subscribe. Also, if you're interested in the guild spot, check out Time and Attention. The Discord links are in the description. Have an amazing day, guys. God bless. It's good to see you, pal. It's been a month or two since we probably talked. Hey?
Yeah, probably. I've been on some of his streams, but not having a conversation with you in quite a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
But awesome to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for reaching out and just even making yourself available. This has been a big change, hey, lately with the Rebellion and this new set and some of the new abilities and the new summoners. One thing I noticed, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, even though I think this set is going to be it's going to change, like it has changed the game, and I think it will grow in its capacity to change the game. But I think right now, the footprint or the impact of Rebellion is actually smaller than it will ultimately be, because we do not yet see a ton of competitors who have a sort of maxed out or max Rebellion deck for the given league that they're in. So especially in Champion, I do not run into a ton of people who have all of the Rebellions. It's like they have a select few and those are really powerful. But do you agree that like it's only going to grow in terms of how much it affects our game? Or do you think you see something different there?
First of all, I have to say I have the same feeling. I'm playing in High Diamond right now, and I have the same feeling. Most people, I would say even the top 10 in Diamond Modern, are predominantly using Chaos Legion cards. They know them, they know how they work together with certain cards, and most of them, from what I can get from several chats I'm in, Discords I'm in, people don't have the cash necessarily to buy a lot of those, because I had the discussion with a fellow guildmate, Dieselnoy, and he said like, well, we got rid of the Untamed set, which was very expensive for most of us latecomers, unattainable, and then he said, yeah, but we change it for another very expensive set, and this is given through first of all the market conditions. You spoke about this in one or two other videos that you made. And the other thing is that we're at the end of the bear market, which means people don't necessarily have a lot of cash to spend. And this in conjunction means that not too many people, not like in Chaos Legion, bought packs, throwing them onto the market, so they're quite scarce. So they're quite expensive, especially to max them. Yeah.
I was looking at some of the price points. I've been tracking a few cards and their price points. But one thing that I was noticing, and I don't know if it's changed today or in the last few days, but man, the rental capacity just isn't there at all. Like if you want Rebellion cards, you have to buy them. There's no renting them.
Totally true. I mean, there's just one or two whales who have max cards and who are renting them. But then every card is like 200, 300, 400 DC per day, which is on levels of Yodin just 1 or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So
even crazy. Kitty is still renting for about 400 a DC per day in the wild, and that's a lot. But it used to be 1,000 or plus, and I'm saying like the cheapest Rebellion cards that I'm seeing, there's a little bit more supply coming online. I'm looking at it right now on the screen here. There's like 3 copies of 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 copies of these cards, and these are max. I think, did I click on max? Yeah, these are all max. So it's slowly growing, but because there's such a limited supply, they're just charging whatever they want. I mean, 120 DC a day is, I don't know if that card. Okay, it's a close range flank. I don't like.
It's not a meta card.
No,
and it's going for 120.
Yeah.
Probably one comment why there is a bit more card liquidity on the market right now is because leaderboards are all set. The good people who have those cards are not playing anymore the last 2 days.
Interesting. Yeah.
But just watch it. After, I would say, the first, second day of the new league start, you have no chance to get those cards.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Actually, you're that reminds me. Remember how it used to be when you could rent? How did it work? You could finish the. Remember how you didn't need CP to stay in a league, and so you could rent cards right at the end of the season, and then achieve a high level of performance, and then let the rentals expire, or carry them over into the new season, and then achieve really quickly in the beginning of the season, but then let them expire, and you don't even own the cards, but you in 2 seasons with 3 days of rental, you could achieve a high level of performance at both seasons. This feels a little bit like that in the sense of like there's a moment where the cards are available and there's a moment where there's not. Like at the end of the season, there was always a rush. And now there's actually an abundance, not an abundance. There's a little bit of a supply because people are playing. The way people are engaging with the game is impacting supply. Interesting.
The way people approach leaderboard has changed due to the energy system they introduced a while back.
Yeah.
When you just have 25 games per day. You can't rent stuff at the last day and then level up because you just have 25 matches. The time you're speaking about was when you had unlimited matches. You just earned less.
That's right.
You had unlimited matches.
That's
so
right.
the strategy doesn't work anymore. What happens now is that leaderboard players play until like 3-4 days before season end, and then they stop playing. They just stay with the rating. And if you watch the leaderboards, especially in Diamond and Champ, nothing is really changing in the last 3-4 days. And this is when people then throw their cards on the market to rent.
Yeah, I'm pretty convinced that these cards are going to be like, I mean, even now as I look at them, I do think really, really special. And I'm chomping at the bit to acquire them, but I'm also talking myself off that ledge. Like part of me wants to just sell other things and make it happen, but I'm like, I know that that's not the best plan. I need to wait patiently. I know that more and more packs are being opened. I know that more and more supply will come to the market. I already missed the opening minutes where I could have, it's nice when you have these cards right on day one. You get to use them on day one. You get to enjoy them. You get to learn the meta maybe before others do. I will be playing catch up now, but that's okay. I'm not going to, since I'm already playing catch up, I just want to sit back and wait and see what happens with SPS, what happens with, the broader altcoin market, and then make my moves in time. Like I know I have months. Rebellion is not going to just sell out in the next 3, 4, 5 weeks. I have months and months to kind of bide my time, maybe dollar cost average. What was your approach, Oscu, with getting packs? Did you buy packs at all? Did you, and if so, how many?
No.
And have you opened them?
I didn't buy a single pack. I just wanted to have a look at the cards, which could be good, which not, because I was pretty sure, we've seen this in Chaos Legion, you don't need every single card in the set. And by buying the packs, you basically get everything.
Yeah.
And you need much more money to get all cards to the level that you need them, especially if you're playing in gold and diamond, than if you're just buying this select few cards from the market which benefit your deck the most.
Yeah.
And this was my strategy.
So like a real curating, you're trying to curate the best deck for yourself with essentially the least out cost. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Exactly.
Yeah. What
exactly. What I could see, probably one thing to the dynamic, because I hear you talking about this in your videos a lot. Here the dynamic was there was a lot of packs available because people were in competition for the first spots for the summoner design.
Yep.
So a lot of people were kind of reselling them on Hive. So there was a higher number of packs available to many people at an affordable price. So my strategy here was to take advantage of this, because I thought if they opened the packs to kind of resell and maybe buy more packs or for whatever reason, that there would be quite a supply at the start, and which would be drying up, because the longer it takes, less and less people will buy new packs and open new packs. So the liquidity is quite scarce.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm seeing right now. For a couple of cards, you can't even buy a max copy from the market right now.
Yeah. A couple cards I'm starting to see occasionally it's happening. Like I just now saw one card that I'm interested in. I forget which one. Wailing Wraith. There's a Wailing Wraith that's max level here for 93 cents per BCX. It's a rare card. It's $107 for the max copy. I do think this card is quite exceptional. Maybe, maybe we should transition a little bit into just looking at some of the cards. Do you want to generally start with like just looking at some cards, or are there certain ones that you are aware of that you want to bring up that you think are quite, uniquely powerful or that are uniquely underwhelming?
Let's have a look. Let's start with a common card that I really like and which I think doesn't get enough love yet, which is in the water team, the Chaos Rearguard.
I like that one. Yeah, it's got the shield. I remember noticing that one over here. Chaos Rearguard.
Exactly. It has the shield. It has decent amount of hit points. It had decent amount of shield. So whenever there's a rule set where magic is not allowed, he is the better tank compared to the current 4 mana tank that we have in water. And I win a lot of matches with him. I have him at level 8. I think 8 is a very good price performance point. I get almost a max copy. I don't need the attack. I just need him to survive the blows. Usually from what's that? Water archers. They're pretty strong. And here we go. It's a very, very durable tank in low mana matches until 30 mana, 25 mana. It's a great tank for this.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, in melee
it's
only.
Not expensive. Have a look, bulk buy, how much it would cost you if you get it at level 8, which would be gold and perfectly usable. And look at this, 29.
Yeah, very reasonable for like a
great price
for a common card that is I would say offering like a solid. This is a solid tank actually. This is not just like, I mean, the name Chaos Rearguard implies you're just going to use it for sneak defense, and I do think this would be a strong sneak defender. Sneak has become something you see, like it's absolutely one of the rotations. It's like people use, at least one of my thinking is like I'll rotate essentially between sneak. I'll do a sneak play, an opportunity play. I've got a magic play. I've got maybe a frontal assault. There's about 5 or 6 different plays that I use, but sneak is absolutely a firm and regular rotation in that. And it's one of the abilities where you kind of know when your opponent is going to try it. It's like, for instance, it's a melee only rule set. Well, are they going to just throw everybody at the front? Probably that doesn't make much sense because I could control that. I could put a really strong tank there. It makes a lot of sense, especially with certain cards in different leagues, like the Uraeus with the poison, or depending on which splinter you're using. And if you're in the wild, there's certain, like poison can be a really valuable contributor. And if you're using poison, you don't want to focus fire all of your attacks on the front monster because you want to spread the poison. So I do like this guy for his name and where I would imagine that name would imply we put him in the rear, but he absolutely is a main tank. Like, I mean, 9 hit points and 6 armor is huge with his shield. And even at level 8, like you're saying, still 8 hit points. That's as many as the Chaos. What's his name? The one that is like a 4 mana neutral self-healing void magic reflect. It's a
with a reflect. I know who you mean.
It's a Chaos Legion card, I think. But
Yeah, it is neutral Chaos Legion card.
yeah, but I mean, clearly this is a main tank. Like, yes, you absolutely could put this especially in a low mana match. I'm saying, but also even in this is the sort of card I might put in the front in a scenario where everybody can attack the front, because I don't really care about this card surviving, but it's quite resilient. It has quite a number of hit points, and then it might give more breathing room for, like some of the other blue monster cards that are melee focused that I would want to have a second and third spot attack from, such as that double strike, that double striker from the blue team.
Yeah, just let me quickly swap over to water, because I would pay, if you use him as a rear tank, like against sneak, if you put him together with the archer that's healing, the angelic mandarin, he has triage, so he can stay alive longer, even though he's poisoned from Uraeus.
Yep.
So just this combination alone, you have 7 mana you invested. I would say this guy lives for I don't know how many turns.
Yeah.
Probably 5-6 turns.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a strong card for 4 mana. The shield is really, really helpful. What's that one I was trying to, that's okay.
Just put a Dr. Blight behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're talking 8 mana plus your summoner, and maybe for the scavenge on the Dr. Blight, you throw a fiend in, or you throw like a chicken if you're in the wild, some like the low manas to give you that extra scavenge damage, or sorry, hit points. But yeah, absolutely. It's and then with Possibilis, a card like that slips into the first spot, giving like a demon shark who I want to stay alive longer, or better yet, the what was it? The double striking one. I'm hoping to see it here. But yeah, absolutely. It's a strong little 4 mana card. I definitely think that's going to be a keeper. And like you say, 10 cents a unit, $30 for pretty well a max level. Like, again, you got to make those calls. You don't get to have everything. So sometimes you take a little bit less, so like a level 8 instead of a level 10, because it's relatively good. It's most of the package, hey?
Exactly. So that's why I think he is good, and he's very good value for money, even though he doesn't get very much love right now.
But this is what I was trying to say. Coastal Sentry in the second spot.
Exactly.
Yep.
Gives a lot of breathing room for Coastal Sentry.
What else is out there? There's I agree, that one's a strong one. What about some of the neutrals? Because the neutrals being playable with everything. I'm not
a big fan of the neutrals of the Rebellion set, to be honest. There are 2, but they are immensely expensive. Well, one is super expensive. Super expensive, being a rare. Look at Moxian Rebel.
Am I looking at melee only?
Yeah.
I'm looking at common only. Okay. So, Moxie. Oh, yeah, Moxie.
Common and there.
The Moxian Rebel right there, yeah, with the weapons training.
Weapons trainer, and when you have him at level 7, you get 2 magic damage for the adjacent cards, which is big in low mana, because there are so many cards that don't have an attack, and you can give them 2 magic attack. That's big. Problem is, it's very expensive to max him for diamond. And you need him at level 7. Just look at the price. I mean, that would be $170 to get him to level 7. And that's a rare card. It's not even epic or legendary.
What happens?
But this dude is really expensive.
Yeah. This one got a lot of attention even on my channel. Like Golden Skeeter from the guild came on and felt this was really strong, and I can see that for sure. I mean, I think especially in bronze, the idea that you could slap a magic damage on a chaos agent for with this guy, you're doing 5 you're now getting like an extra magic damage. Plus, when you're in the lower leagues, it's cool to think 2 damage. I agree, that would be great. But 1 silence, like it's pretty. If it's magic only, I always bring at least 1 silence. And so then you paid like, you know, so much extra to get this Moxie and Rebel at level 7 or level 8 to get that extra magic, but I bring 1 silence anyways. And then or 2, I bring silences usually. And so then you're back down to 1 anyway. So then the weapons trainer is less effective. So that makes me think the weapon trainer is like maybe even more interesting from a bronze or a silver level, because you're going to get the fullness of, there's no silencing a 1 into a 0.
Could be. I mean, it depends. You have to check which kind of lineups you can play with what mana cap.
Yeah,
I would guess there are some very low mana setups which you could run where death is not available with a summoner that reduces the magic by 1, and then you have a play. It's niche, but I think you will find your use cases.
Yeah. Are you interested in this? Got a lot of hype. Are you interested in this Manthroth? Are you gonna? Where are you? Like, what is the one card you want to spend money on so far that you're thinking like right now that maybe you haven't moved on yet, but that you plan to next?
I have several bids out, to be honest.
Yeah.
For cards that I'm interested in, and I definitely have I have Mantroth on it, but I'm not going to buy him for $33 or $34.
No.
Same applies for Grimbar Smith. I think he is amazing, very good card, but not for $400 for the card.
No way. You could buy an amazing summoner for $400. Like, I mean,
or 2 even.
Yeah, it is a great card though, isn't it? Like, this is, to me, I've seen it in action. This combination, this is a ridiculous. You can't stun it, you can't afflict it, you can't, it's just the only thing you could do is cripple it, because you can't, because they're not immune to cripple, right? Immunity does not prevent you from being.
Yes.
Does it?
They're immune to cripple too. Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow.
You put him together with Lily and 2 healers in a low mana match. He's unkillable.
He's amazing. You got to go around. This thing is really, really strong. Like I actually, and it was one for me. I needed to see it. Like in looking at this promo card, it didn't grab me originally. I had to like see it in action. And when I first ran into it, I was like, this thing, it doesn't die. I was hitting it with so much damage, and it just wouldn't go down.
Absolutely. No, I think it's an amazing card. Mantroth, same thing. He has his use cases, but I rented both for 2 days just to try them out when I was pushing leaderboard. And to be honest, you have to learn how to use them properly, because I didn't, and Mantroth got destroyed all the time, so I couldn't really make use of his abilities. I think he's best in like melee can attack from everywhere, or sneak, or opportunity, because then he has a double attack.
Yeah.
And then it's really nasty, really nasty.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think he's more niche than Grimbar Smith.
Yep. Yeah, Grim Smith to me is going to be a staple at the front line, and because it's neutral, you can use it in so many circumstances. It's an exceptional card. But I'm not paying $400. Like, even if the only way I'm paying $400 for that is if SPS is at 25 cents, and then sure, I can afford a few Grimbar Smiths.
The thing is, you won't be the only one with a lot of SPS, so the price will shoot up accordingly. Don't worry.
Yeah, but there's always I think you're right. That's a really important point. But there is always there's these ebbs and flows in attention. And if you are paying attention when others are not, and you, like, for instance, you go to bed one night and Hive pumps, 50%. And that changes how Hive market prices work, because people list and so that you can't buy Grimbar Smith on the Hive engine, Hive engine. But you see my point. It's like, if you are waking up early on a given day after there's a big pump, there can be opportunities where the card has been listed on Peak Monsters for such and such price, and that becomes easier for you to afford, and you're there. So there are moments you just got to be we got to stay on top of this. If that's what you're looking for, you always got to be checking every day, check from your phone, check while you're out, and wait for those moments to happen.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I think the cards that have been identified as meta, like the Moxian Rebel, is not good to buy right now.
Yeah, I agree.
There will be the people who want this card from day one, and those are the guys paying $2.10 for the card, and they max it out. All good for me, but I'm not in this pack. I'm trying to find gems that I think are worth the money. And currently I'm using my limited resources just to bring those cards to a certain level to buy them before everyone else does.
Check this one out. This one looks interesting. Nimble Duke Ranger, double strike, snipe.
Yeah.
I don't always like snipe, but set that aside for now. Double strike, limited damage, but decent speed, small hit points, higher mana cap. But look at this with the at level 8, it gets the second damage output, and it does have armor in there, and it does have a decent amount of hit points up at in this 8th range, and you're only at 10, 12, about 12, 13 cents. Plus you could put in a bid and maybe snag some at 9, 10 cents. So maybe for 20, 25 bucks, you could get a very strong double striking. And remember, you could neutral, so you can put that with General Sloan, and now you're doing 3 and 3. And one of the teams that happens to I seem working a lot is definitely General Sloan. Maybe not a lot, but General Sloan. Remember that double striker? I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
So
the Arbalist.
Yeah. So I mean, there are like this to me, like $20 for a card like that seems reasonable. Like I'm not going to kick down the door to own that, but it seems reasonable. And then some of these aren't in my price range, but there definitely are some deals here, and there definitely are some cards that are exceptional, which we haven't recognized yet. Partly because of what we said earlier, where the cards aren't generally leveled up and we aren't facing them every day. And if you don't face them every day, you don't start to recognize patterns of what synergies really work. And it's only after they start getting to the marketplace, they're getting played with every day, that you start to run into them. Then you see you notice those patterns, and then everyone catches on. But it's like, if you can notice them now, that's why I'm really trying to pay so close attention to Rebellion right now. Like, and I think and obviously neutrals and dragons are probably the area where it's like the most interesting possibility because of all the partnerships there. But even those summoners, do any of the summoners, the double summoners, the ones that attack touch 2 splinters, do you feel, or have you thought, are any of those particularly interesting? Like, one of those synergies, is it really grabbing you, or are you not so much interested in those common summoners with the dual splinters?
First of all, I think, I wanted to make a comment quickly on the snipe card that you mentioned.
Absolutely.
You're not the only one who doesn't feel or doesn't like snipe that much. I heard this on Stever's stream the other day, when he was speaking, I think, with Baby Omega, and the sentiment is the same. It seems as if the community doesn't like snipe that much, which could offer an opportunity for people to get cheap cards. Because if you look at all the Rebellion cards, in every set almost you have a snipe. And what they all have in common, they're relatively cheap compared to the same the same rarity cards in Rebellion. So it seems as if not many people want them. If you can establish strategies around this, and you simply have to think about this. For example, for life, I was thinking there is this amazing gladiator card, which is Snipe Magic. If you could support him, because usually he takes 2 or 3 turns to kill the monster in the snipe position. But if you could, exactly, Captain Katie. But if you could give him 1 or 2 snipe cards just to bring the enemy down quickly, then you can really build on that.
Yes.
Really strong teams, because people don't expect this.
Yeah, you're definitely right.
KD alone is too weak, but if there's one or two supporting snipe cards like
Yeah.
the one you mentioned, it could be an amazing synergy.
Interesting. That's really interesting now that you mention it. Especially if you're playing in sort of a modern gladiator phrase, I'd be interested in that because I do use my Captain Katie quite a bit. And you're right, she's a little vulnerable, but usually I'll bring a taunter. I'll try and create some sort of distraction, or you use it even sometimes when the rule sets, like for instance, Fog of War or whatever. But yeah, Snipe is a bit of like it's a bit slept on, I think, maybe because there's some old snipes I used to love. I'm thinking like Jester from the Death Splinter, and there's a fire sniper that's modern that has poison and it costs 3 mana.
That's an amazing card.
Yeah.
Just think of this card and you support this card with the neutral snipe.
Yeah. Interesting.
He softens him up plus the poison on the snipe position could win you a lot of games.
Yeah.
Only downside on this card I see is the mana. 7 is too much.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, because there's
would be great with 5 or 6. That would be reasonable, but 7 is really high.
The interesting thing is too, though, with it being neutral, and remember, there's the summoner that adds archery damage. Imagine dropping another 2 on top of that, and so you're double striking for 4 plus. Yeah, I guess it's 4 double strike for 7 mana. Now you're getting into reasonableness, but yeah, 7 mana is quite expensive for. Seemingly that stat distribution, I would say.
The card next to it, probably one thing I want to say about this, because it's been hyped from some guys because it has so much hit points and the shield and whatnot.
Yep.
This guy, because he's a giant, he dies super quickly. There are some magic giant killer cards who kill this card in 1 shot.
Yep.
I just realized this when I was using it in a match, and on the other side there was, I think it was the Soulbound Reward Dragon, and he targeted my tank, and I was like, yeah, it takes him I don't know how many rounds to die. 1 round, he was dead. 1 shot by this dude, and then he grew because he has the kind of the this gladiator ability where he grows.
You mean the gladiator card grew? Yeah, it got stronger. Is it Burex or which one are you thinking?
No, it's the legendary dragon Soulbound Reward card.
Okay, so I'm looking at my Soulbound rewards.
Yeah, they're Usud.
Oh yes, of course. Yep. Usid is.
Yes, no, exactly. Look at this guy. He is first of all he's a giant, and second, he does double damage to cards with no attack.
Yep. Yeah.
Oppress.
Oppress is so juicy, man. Oppress has gotten far, like it really got an upgrade, because if you just look at the no attacking monsters in the Rebellion set, there's. Let's look quickly. No attack, and what are we looking at? Max. Remove the giant killer. Oh, that's not Rebellion. There's a lot of juicy. Let me look on max level because I want to see. Give me the max. Yeah, man, there's some powerful cards in here, and you're gonna see a lot of Grimbard, and you're gonna see a lot of Runeseer, and a lot of these 2 mana guys that are gonna partner well with weapons trainers, and so you'll run into them more and more often, I think. Especially,
I bought a couple of them.
Which ones?
Just today I bought Chaos Animator. It gets Void and 9 hit points.
Wow.
And Shield. Oh well, 7, but still, it's and it's fast. I mean, it's so good.
And the redemption too. Yeah, man, that's it. Yeah, this is strong for sure. I mean, 3 mana, 9 hit points with the armor, good speed. Void makes you so much more resilient. Amplify is so important to have, especially because there's Thorn rule sets, there's Magic Reflect rule sets, there's Archery Reflect rule sets. All 3 of those partner with your native Amplify. And so not only is this good just generally, but it has these niche moments where it's like even better. And weapon trainer with the juicy upgrade too, by the way. Death, I forget which weapon trainer Death has, but now that you can partner splinters, that becomes even more options to weapon train an on-trained weapon.
Well, just put it next to Zerial and it has 3 archery.
Do you have Zariel? I don't have that one.
No, but you can rent him really cheap. You can rent a level 3 for, I don't know, 30, 40 DEC per day.
So this one, and did you say another one?
Yeah, this one, for example, I have the more nimble Duke I bought.
Yep, that one looks good. I like this one a lot.
I put him. I buy them all at level 7, so they have at least gold levels, so I don't get a malus for playing them in diamond.
Yeah.
Because as you remember, if they are lower than like 1 league below, you don't get rank points for those cards.
Yeah. I'm super interested in this card at max level, but I'm again 400 times 30 cents. That's a lot of money. I'm not rushing into a card, even though I think this is really special because the weapon training with the combinations here just make a lot of sense.
I want him for the inspire in fire. Just imagine a sneak play or an opportunity play. They're amazing new cards who benefit from the inspire.
Yep, absolutely, definitely. Is that a neutral? No, it's a fire card.
And he can act as a second tank. So you put it behind the first tank. Nice.
Yep.
Really good combo.
7. It's there. They did this this time around with Rebellion. I've noticed this where level 9 has some interesting benefits that level 10 loses. So 1 speed, 1 hit point reduction, but you get the blast. That's a big blast. Is obviously huge because if you're expecting the weapon train, but the 7 and 7 is huge if you are just wanting to do the backfire and lead inspire and like a support monster type play.
But try a bulk buy. You will be amazed how expensive this card is.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, but again, there's 9 million packs.
You can't even look. You can just get it. The market is so tight. There are just 200 copies on the market.
Yeah, only 239 available on the market. If that's all you want. If I wanted, let's see, if I wanted to buy all 239, what would happen? 89 bucks.
It's 75.
Interesting. Yeah.
And you haven't maxed this card, and it's $90. That's what I mean. I mean, some of those cards are crazy expensive. What I did with a couple of my cards, I bought gold foils because they were, first of all, they were available and they had the same price as the regular foils.
Let's look at this one. I see a shout out from Paul. Good to see you, Paul, by the way. And Eli, you too. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I saw, let's see, back to my website. Anas Soothsayer, like, is another one where there's lots of hype. I think this card is exceptional.
I love this. I love this card.
It was blue, right?
Level 4.
Yes, there it is.
Amazing card.
Yeah, this card.
Level 4 is already enough, to be honest. It wins me so many matches.
Tell me about the why level 4 in particular.
First of all, lookout. You can put him next to the taunt. So whenever the taunt is attacked by opportunity, snipe, or the other, then or sneak, then he receives 1 damage less. So that means that the archery taunt monster receives 1 attack damage less per monster that it's attacking.
Mm-hmm.
So that's big. So the survivability, even if you have or if you pair this with what's it called, with triage? Yeah, this guy.
Where'd he go?
Wave Brute.
Yeah.
Just imagine he gets attacked by 4 different guys and they all do 1 less damage.
Yeah.
He simply survives easily 1-2 rounds longer.
Mm-hmm.
Or doesn't even die because with the triage and the low damage that he receives.
Interesting, dude.
Then the Soothsayer is very good because he brings cleanse, and we lost the 2 mana cleanser from Untamed.
Yep.
So this is very good, and you have the tank heal. So it's for 6 mana you have everything in there what you need.
$42 for a level
25's. Yeah.
I'm tempted to buy that right now.
Just have a look at the gold foil. Maybe the gold foil. So this one was 42. Just have a look at the gold foil version of it.
Where did she go? Boom. Nth Susser. So you need
it shot up in price, I think.
40.
You need 4, right?
Oh, dude,
You see, it's the same price. Go for it.
Thank you very much. Yeah, but see that now the thing is I'm gonna want to commit to gold foil, but that's okay. That's cool. Like I'll want that. Dude, for real, that play sounds amazing. You know what else sounds interesting in that context? Because there is the shield summoner. Is that summoner the one that this summoner tactic summoner that provides shield? Is that a water summoner?
Yeah, it is. I don't like him.
Oh, but I mean, in that context, put a shield on the wave brood, and then further diminish it with your whatever lookout. Wow.
Absolutely. But one thing, it would work well if there's a no magic rule set.
Mm-hmm.
And you put shield on him. That would be amazing.
Mm-hmm. Wow. See, there's so many cool new little synergies, and I definitely, this card looks amazing to me. I mean, I definitely want this. I mean, all the way. Give me the whole pack. 9 hit points. Are you kidding me? This thing is like a back. This is a tank. This is like a full out tank. But I'm going to use it in the backline context. But I mean, that's very big. What about so the lookout diminishes? Adjacent units receive 1 less damage from attackers with sneak, snipe, and opportunity. Now that should apply to magic sneak as well. So, because I was thinking it was all going to be physical damage, but no, it should be like any type of snipe, archery, or I mean any type of sneak. Archery can be sneak, magic can be sneak.
Especially when blue is available, a lot of people run Deep Lurker, opportunity. They run Uraeus, they run Bandit. All those guys would do 1 less damage.
Yeah. What about Mary Put Magician? Mary Put Magician. I think that's the cute one. Team. Mary. Yeah.
I have him too.
My daughter loves this one.
At level 6.
Do you? Level 6 to get the extra resiliency? Oh, you want the gold levels?
I'm working towards gold. I don't have him at gold yet.
Yeah, but that's why you didn't rush to level 6 for some reason other than you're trying to get to level 8, right?
Exactly.
Gotcha. Are you? Would you want to get all?
No, 7 would be enough. 7 is gold already.
Is it? Do you want to? These cards that you're sharing that you've kind of leveled them out at 8? Are you ultimately hoping to get into the higher levels, 9, 10, max them out, or you're kind of okay and you wait and see?
I have to see actually how important the max level is for champ play. I don't think it is that important, to be honest. But it could be like Chaos Legion. Everybody had max decks. So if you didn't, then you were at a disadvantage. But I don't think this will be the case here because simply the deck is too expensive. Just go to BOTBuy and check what the max copy is. It's
no joke right there.
It's no joke, huh?
Yeah. Super. I would describe that as expensive. Now I do think, again, I actually think these prices have room to come down. Not because I think these cards are bad, but because we've only opened 500,000 packs? Like maybe 700,000 packs. I don't know how many, but we haven't opened 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. So I'm saying, like, I actually think we're going to keep selling and we're going to keep selling, and I'm going to buy some as other cryptos pop. And, so I think there's no rush to get to necessarily move into all these things. As a guy, I just bought that card like instantly, but still, that's a gold foil. It's a great card. This card I love, but there's just no way I'm paying $150 for a tank healer. Like, this is a great tank healer, but no, thank you. I'll wait.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like I'm approaching my buys.
Yeah.
It's a good card, very helpful, but it's not a must max card for the moment. And there was another card that in the white team, I think that somebody in your chat said would be great to have.
Underboss, I don't know that one. And then
Underboss is the green summoner.
Okay. Green Summoner. I want to look at him. Is that the one with the poison?
Yeah.
What do you think about those? Like, I'm not so sure about this. Like, what are your takes on some of these what do you take on some of these summoners?
I have seen them in action on champ level. I think it was with Bulldog.
Okay.
And he used them in a way that was really awesome. Like, for example, you are up against a green team, and the only card that you could make you lose the match was the 2-mana archer that could randomly poison, the scattershot poison card. So what did he do? He opted for the poison and poisoned the archer. So the archer could just fire 2 shots and he was dead.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he won the game.
You're speaking specific.
So in
this, I want to pull it up. The green splinter 2-mana archer, right? And it does poison.
Yeah, the epic, exactly, the epic archer. No.
Archery, boom.
Yeah, they're asset shooter.
Yeah. This card is nasty. For 2 mana, this card is really good. So he just he deleted this. Hey, he focus fired this thing with the poison, thereby taking it off the table, right?
Yeah, the thing is, you poisoned the card right from the start. He can't do anything against it.
Yeah.
And in the other instance, he saw that there was no need to poison any card, so he said like, okay, I give my tank and the reach monster 2 extra attacks.
Wow.
Which won him the game because he decimated the front line so quickly. I think in certain circumstances he could be really good, but have a look at the price too. I mean, to get him, I think it's $300.
Wow, 115 BCX at 115, boom.
Yeah, it's 263.
Yeah, and that's not one of the more expensive summoners. Like, look at this. There's still like it's middle of. Oh, okay, it is kind of one of the more expensive ones.
He's the second most expensive of the rare summoners.
Reflection Shield seems interesting to me. Like, there are times where, well, for instance, you know that there's Magic Reflect, and sometimes there's Magic Reflect, and it's a Magic only rule set. Now that's kind of niche, but there are times where I feel like that's going to actually be quite valuable. Or forget about it. Like I just said Magic, but what about archery only, but archery reflect is on every monster, or you melee only, but thorns is present on every monster. That's 3 different scenarios that can happen where using 2 extra reflection shields will probably win you that game.
I'm not so sold on this one.
Nomus?
Same. Nomus, I don't like the red team at the moment, to be honest. It's very niche. Other than with Jacek, it's very difficult to put good lineups together.
I agree. Yeah, this one to me feels too. So -2 magic. So what is this? This does -2 magic to one of the opponents on the team or somebody on the team on the map, and you can do it twice. I mean. I'd rather bring I'd almost rather bring, like, for instance, a Thaddeus. If I was worried about magic, I'd want to bring like a Death Team's Thaddeus with a -1 to the whole team as opposed to -2. And then the Dispel, while that's interesting, if I'm worried about you bringing weapon training, I probably am already bringing a Dispel, for instance. I don't know that this feels super powerful. I feel like this doesn't so much work for me.
I think the community agrees with you. Look at the price. I mean, it's 80 cents per, so you basically can max it for $100.
Do you think they've got it right here? Does the community got it right with Avina being the most expensive? Well, I mean, apart from the legendary,
there are certain use cases for Avina. I've seen Avina very successful when you give Inevitable or Grimbarden Smith the heal. Then
Inevitable.
Those combos are really powerful, really, really good.
Inevitable's a crazy new card. That's that last airdrop, isn't it?
Yeah. Also very expensive, like Mentoroth.
Am I spelling it wrong? It's a white card, right? Life.
Yes.
It's a legendary.
Is it a promo?
Oh, maybe it's a promo. Oh, I'm looking at archeries only. That's why.
There he is.
Baron Baradalin is interesting to me, but yeah, let's look at Inevitable for a second here. Now I know this is not Rebellion, but it's so brand new too. I haven't really looked at this thing. Immunity triage.
Yes, immunity.
Immunity is so good and valuable and important. Hey, so many situations. Like think noxious fumes or knockout rule set, or even just being resilient against your opponent's afflictions and their, you know, all the other things, the cripples, the poisons, the whatevers. It is such a powerful ability.
And this dude, just imagine him against in a no magic rule set with heal from Avina.
Yep.
Unkillable.
And I like him too because he's so resilient with the immunity, the shield, the repair, and the huge hit points. He can be your frontline tank, but he's also providing that support with the triage. So you could theoretically bring that soulbound taunt monster that everybody likes playing with the I think it's a legendary, it's a life taunt magic, and let's pull it up.
Yeah. I hate this card because I just have one copy. Even after I don't know how long, I just have one copy.
Yeah, it's so good though. Yeah, I think I'm at level 3. There it is. Oh, level 2 is ER.
Easier.
Yeah.
So you're in the same boat as I am, because there are so many people who have this at level 3.
Yeah.
And love it for the modder that it gives.
Yeah.
Very good.
Absolutely. But Inevitable could be like a real partner. If that's a higher mana match, this is an amazing tank. You're going to be fine in the front line. It's going to be, unless they bring a bunch of giant killer, then maybe you're in trouble. But it's like a strong, and then also they need to have that giant killer in the first spot, because I'm talking about bringing a taunt like Iziar in the back line. And so, yeah, there's some really cool synergies that are popping up recently that I'm super interested to explore.
But I don't have Iziar at the level, so all those strategies don't work for me.
No. I just got a couple new legendary soulbounds that are now maxed. Like this week I got 2 new ones. I'll show you in a second here. I see Geeked Out Basketball says Waybrood has Void, give him shield as well, and he comes very hard to kill. Absolutely. Paul, I doubt we get over 2 million total, meaning sold 2 million. Really? Hey, that's interesting. Yeah. Is that what you think too?
I'm of Paul's opinion too. I think so. Look at this. I mean, first week of a new set launching, and we're selling. What was it, like 150,000?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think we sold less. How much did we sell in the first week?
In the pre-sale, do you mean, or do you mean the first week of general sale?
No. First week of general sale. Was it like 200,000?
I don't know.
That's when everybody's hype, kind of the hottest week of the year, and we're just selling 200,000 packs. I don't think that we're going to sell 3, 4, 5 million packs.
So, okay, like I think you could be. So I think you are right, but then I also believe, and I wonder what you think. I think with Bitcoin doing what it's doing, we are looking forward to an altcoin with the DEC being at peg. That we are looking forward to some flywheel stuff. If those factors weigh in, you start to see crypto bags growing. And I think it becomes like almost an arbitrage play where if your SPS bag is appreciated in a significant way, or your Ethereum or your whatever, your Bitcoin or whatever has appreciated, then you can move into DEC for like, to you, it's less, it feels like not much. And so that would be the path for me, that we would start to see a lot of Rebellion packs moving. And it'd be bad in one sense, because the Rebellion, if we only sell 2 million packs, you know what? These Rebellion cards will always be expensive, and that's cool for people who have them. But if we see 5 or 6 or million packs sold because of what I just said, like SPS goes to 25 cents, that'll move DEC and that'll move Rebellion packs for sure in a big way. But that'll mean that the Rebellion cards lose value. I think we would be okay with that though, because it would mean we've enjoyed this crazy bull market for SPS. Do you, apart from that, I agree with you. We're not going to move like 2 or 3 million packs would be the most by the whole year, even with the end of the deal fireworks, because there'll be a last push, a last sell toward the end of the 9-10 months. But you're right. Like clearly the appetite isn't there with these crypto prices right now. Hey.
I think people just don't have cash right now. I think it's simple as that. And the other thing that you mentioned, um, if SPS or all the altcoins go up and people have more money, I don't think that the cards there or the packs they're going to buy are landing at the market. I think people will use this cash, like you, to upgrade their deck. So that doesn't mean that more cards will be on the market.
Interesting. That's interesting. So you're saying if we get kind of flush with cash, we're going to go to the market to buy cards we want, not packs we don't know what's inside of it, right?
No, I would say because there's a relative scarcity on the market, people will buy packs, but they won't put the cards on the market. They would use the cards from the packs.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would have to.
Or you just drop the crappy cards that you don't need. You put them on the market, so they will get cheap, but the good cards will stay really scarce.
Interesting. Do you think? Okay, so then what would it take for to get to a place where that falls apart and we see excess liquidity of Rebellion cards and packs? I think what I'm hearing you say is it would mean even more than like a 10-cent SPS. It's going to be like something crazy, something we don't even really expect, to get to a place where like if we had $1 SPS, we are selling all those Rebellion packs that are left, I think. But I don't think we're going to get $1 SPS anytime soon. So, but I guess that's just it. These are going to be more rare than we are used to. As Chaos Legion set us up a certain way and gave us a certain feel, and we have seen those prices move the way they moved. Rebellion is going to be very different price-wise and stability-wise, and right?
Yeah, I think so. The only thing that I think would change some of this narrative would be if we included packs and chests. That would kind of destroy or erode the card prices, because then people don't appreciate it. They would open the packs just to get some cash on the market.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also,
I think there was a proposal kind of discussion going around to put them in chests.
Yep.
But it would have to be a DAO decision, and I hope that they don't decide this, just because I want the prices to be stable and not be inflated by too much supply from chests.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if I have a deep conviction either way about whether they go into chests or not. But it's going to be interesting because they will. You guys are making me. You're making me believe that they'll be more scarce than I want them to be. But I'm still confident I'm going to get what I want, because I do think we're going to have months and months to act on this, unless I'm totally wrong about the timelines and SPS does something crazy, some moon mission in the next few weeks. And then I would want to move quickly. But frankly, I don't think that's going to happen in the next days. I'm not expecting a 50-cent SPS in the next few days. I'm expecting, some growth though. 5-6 cents could be relatively easy to do. And I would love, actually, I'm going to start unstaking some SPS, because I would love to. I've been accumulating SPS and SBS, and if we can get into that 6 cents range, I'd like to spend a little bit on some cards. What would be a price point you would look at that, Oscu? Where would you start looking at SPS and being like, well, I could sell a little SPS?
Actually, I'm not thinking about this at all. Because like you, I have the long-term vision. I believe that in the bull run we can easily go to 20, 30, 40 cents. Because then kind of the higher SPS goes, the higher your daily income is from playing. I probably get 130, 140 SPS from playing every day.
Yep.
Plus the thing from staking, plus my licenses that I have.
Yep. Plus
and that's juicy. Just imagine you get 30, 40 cents per SPS. That's a big chunk of money every day.
Absolutely.
So I would continue to accumulate.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sell.
I hear you. I want it all though, I want it all. Production. Do you have any land?
Yeah, I don't have land. No. Not convinced.
I'm having fun.
But it seems to work.
Yeah, I'm having fun. And I think one of my things is ready, worksite ready. I need more grain construction. And I've just recently brought on 2 new farms, or this is the first of my new 2 farms, and they will hopefully put me over into neutrality. Actually, I want to have a surplus. This might bring me to like neutral grain consumption, but I have another one in the making that will bring me to like positive. I'm enjoying it, but I do have to.
How much SPS are you generating with your land right now?
Okay, so this is, let's see, this I checked. I think I did this. I claimed yesterday at some point. So this is roughly a day, I think, and I got 160 in here, and it cost me 160. You know, I think I used to. I don't know that's only with me farming on 1, 2, 3, 4 of my 20 plots. I could, once I'm going to keep growing it. You know, maybe we get 200 SPS out of it daily. If we do talk about a 30-cent SPS, like, I mean, you know, that's not nothing. Like, what is that? $6?
No, just, what's that? Yeah. And I'm just calculating that would be times 25 cents. That would be $35 per day.
Yeah. And
that would be so nice.
Yeah, totally. I'm looking at growing this too as part of it. Like I want more land. I definitely want more research. I am more convinced now about land than I have ever been. And I know we're still a long ways away, but I just look at the liquidity. I don't know. I do have to go soon, real soon, but I want to say I'm super excited to see land 2.0. And I know we just got 1.5. But the liquidity pools that's going to bring to me are going to change the tokenomics in a radical way that becomes very interesting, because it starts to say, you start to say, no, already we're at peg because we don't have enough DEC, we don't have enough, there's too much use case for it. But that is a massive new, I was just looking at this, look at this, dream with me for a second. You know, we've got, if we have 50 new liquidity pools, and if we imagine there's 100,000 DEC, $100,000 worth of DEC in each liquidity pool, which is not, maybe it's a bit ambitious, but I don't think it's too ambitious. It might be 50,000, you know, because on average, the liquidity pools that exist now are about 100 to 400,000. So if we, and the rewards that are going to come out of the liquidity pools are unique and special and desirable. So I think people are going to want them. So if we said 100,000, so 100,000 US dollars is how many SPS? That's what I want to do. So $100,000 divided by 3 US cents, 3.3 million is what yes, one of those liquidity pools would amount to the burning of SPS. But then we times that by 50. And so we're getting into 166 million SPS being removed. Now, this price point would change because we're deleting SPS, and the SPS price goes up. Therefore, you know, you burn fewer and fewer of it to get the same DEC. But you do see that we could easily burn 100 million SPS, 100, maybe 2, depending on, because it's not just those liquidity pools, it's also the land growth and the more players coming online, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, but I mean, that's 10% of the SPS that exists right now. Like I was just looking at this today. There's 1.2 billion, 100,000 million billion, you know, 1.2 billion total supply, but most of it's staked, by the way. And so the factor, if you look at that burn that I just talked about and you compare it to liquid, you start to recognize what could happen with the price just radically growing in a massive way. And it's not like those liquidity pools are going to come on one at a time over a long period of time. It's like there's going to be 50 new liquidity pools and people clamoring to get in them because they provide certain land-based resources and whatnot that are super unique and help unlock items and spells. So I'm interested. I'm excited. I don't know if that's late 2024. I don't know if that's 2025, but I think this is an exciting time and we are fortunate to be here.
Absolutely. Coming back to your Rebellion packs, don't forget when SPS price goes up, new people might be interested in getting in and buying cards and packs, which would make them scarce again. Mm-hmm. Just another reason why I don't think that the prices for the Rebellion cards are going down anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. I'm super glad you showed me that gold foil. And Oscu, I got to go, but thank you so much for hanging out today.
Been a pleasure.
Appreciate you, pal. We got to do it again. In fact, we should do, like, I don't know, like what your schedule is like post Christmas, but even if we wanted to come on and do like a public live and just talk more about, because we barely scratched the surface on these rebellions, and I know you've got more thoughts on some of those other ones.
No, I'm here over Christmas. Just the Christmas days I'm not here, but between Christmas and New Year's I'm here. New Year's I'm going skiing. So yeah.
Cool, love it.
4 or 5 days.
Me too.
That would be available.
I'm the same. I've got the same window. So I'll send you a message on Discord. We'll sort something out. And tomorrow, I think I'm going live with Geeked Out Basketball guys. So come hang out for that. And Paul, nice. Sean L, appreciate you guys hanging. Oh, Sean, good to see you, buddy. Necker in the house. I appreciate you saying that, because I would have forgot. But also Eli was here earlier. Thanks, guys. Have an amazing day. God bless.